Um, so anyway, I'm looking at the city lights, and I can't say skylights because it's just like it's different when you come out to LA. It's like a valley, and you just see. Um, oh man, I gotta get my homework in. Spellman, y'all know I'm in Spellman, right? You girls at Spellman. Anyway, sorry, squirrel. So it smells so good in here. When I was looking at the lights, I just had a memory of when I drove from Atlanta to LA. Like I just, packed up my car. I knew I wanted to just be engulfed in the arts. Like instead of just, I was a flight attendant, I was a realtor, and I was going to acting classes. And I, sending out auditions and stuff, or doing auditions at that time because we wouldn't, auditions being sent out came really from COVID. But we still sent some out back there, but not as much as we do now. Anyway, so I wanted to just like wake up and be around it every day. So I started going to a school. I got accepted into a school. I had to fly out here, audition in LA. I was so nervous. We had to sing and we had to do a monologue. And I got accepted, and I ended up going back, packing up my car, and driving from Atlanta to LA, which was a forever ride. I think I took the long way. It took me almost 2 days, like 40 something hours. My best friend went like half the way with me, and then I drove the rest of the way. But anyway, I'm just coming over this mountain, and then I hit this little, as I'm coming over the mountain and I'm like hitting the slope, all I see is lights. Like, all I see is lights. Like, as far as the eye can see, is lights. And I'm like, whoa. Like, I'm here. Like, whoa, I'm in a big city. Like, I've been everywhere. I've been to New York. I've been to LA before. Had I been to LA before? Yeah, to audition. But I hadn't seen the city like that. You fly in, you go to your destination, but driving in and seeing all these lights, like I'm like, and they say the song, all of the lights, whatever. It was very real. And it was like a moment with God, like you brought me this far, like you've allowed me to chase my dreams, and here I am in the city of lights. It was just beautiful. And yesterday was a reminder of that moment, and reminded me of who I am too. One of the things that people ask me all the time is like, why do we know more about you? Why do we know about your journey, your story? Because one, where y'all know me from, they haven't shown it. Let's just be a buck. Let's keep it 1,000. And also because the narrative was created for someone else. And as I'm living my true reality of being an actress and a singer, it wasn't being lived out on television. So anyway, I went to school, graduated, and I auditioned and worked literally every day on set. A lot of people say, when you see actresses that like blow and they go blow up, and then you go back and you see all the, like, you might see them in a commercial, or you might see them in background work. That's a part of the job. Like, some people literally, when I was working out here, that was how they they do that for a living. They literally do background work for a living. So I started auditioning, doing background work, and I got up to like what would be considered principal roles, like stand-in. People don't know that I stood in for Tamala Jones in the show called Castle. We were like the same height and build. I was in Single Ladies, and when I moved back to Atlanta, I was in Single Ladies. I did Hunger Games 1 and 2, Walking Dead. What else did I do in Atlanta? 42, the Jackie Robinson story. And when I was in LA, the list is crazy. Like, my first show was Two Broke Girls, and I still get people sending me screenshots from that show. I did Happy Endings with Damian Wayans' son. What's his name? He was cute too in person. What's his name? Anyway, Happy Endings, Apartment 23. Community with Chevy Chase and Donald Glover, who's now an amazing artist as well. It's so funny, we used to be on set, because I was on Community a lot, like weeks at a time. And our sound stage was right next to Dr. Phil, and he was so nice. He had the dopest old school car too. Anyway, so yeah, so I did Community, and when we would have our breaks, Donald Glover would be like, or Don, he would be like on the side listening to writing music. This is before he became the huge musical artist that he is. And I used to go and like listen to stuff with him, and he kind of shared little stuff. And never would have thought that he would have been such a huge musical artist. He's a great actor, a great writer, great producer, and he's super dope, super talented. What else did I do? I got my SAG, which the goal as a true working actress is to become union, which is the Screen Actors Guild, and you have to have so many credits to do it. And that's how I got my Screen Actors Guild eligibility. So I'm a SAG actress. I can vote for various awards, like Emmys and things like that, because of being a part of SAG. And I got that on the movie Batman. People don't know that. That was the one with Bang, and I think it was Batman Returns. I was in the stock room. The stock room scene when they came in and shot everything up. I was one of the girls that got like hair pulled or whatever. So that's where I got my credits. And then I was in Spider-Man. I was a mom. It's so funny to look back at that scene because I wore like this old wig to like look older. And the little boy that they had as my son was like a chocolate little boy. And I was like, this is so funny because I have a chocolate little boy now, my baby Law. And so it was funny to watch that. And I still get screenshots from other shows that I forget that I've done, from people like, is this you? And I'm like, yeah, that's me. So anyway, yeah, been doing this, not new to this, true to this. I still go to acting classes online. I still go to vocal training, not as consistently as I probably should, but I still do it. And when I started on the show, fun fact is, I had a nationally syndicated commercial with Captain D's running at the same time. Never heard about that, did y'all? Yeah. So yeah, and I was getting paid for years. It was shown in what was it, the South, because it was Captain D's is pretty much Southeast region. So yeah, anywhere Captain D's was, that commercial was playing, and I got some great residual checks off of that. Yeah. People say we don't know none of this. Please do a video. Ain't that funny? Yeah, I think I'm just the girl that got divorced after 3 weeks and was somebody's friend. That's all I am. I talk about it all the time. It's funny. I've talked about it on the show. I talked about it in multiple interviews. But I guess TikTok is a place y'all gonna get a chance to really get to know me. Yeah, them residual checks were beautiful. Beautiful. I still get some from other things. Like, y'all don't know I'm a songwriter. I haven't written in a long time, but the first song that I ever got placed was with an artist called Janae Aiko, and she was not the Janae Aiko that she is now. She was a little girl. Well, when they brought her to us, she was Little Fizz's cousin at that time. B2K was like huge. I was 18 or 19, and I used to be in the studio all the time, writing and just trying to find myself and my vibe as an artist. And ended up getting blessed with a song that I had written on being placed. She was with TUG, yep, you're right, getting placed. And first time, learning how to do split sheets and making sure you get your just due. And I'll tell y'all about that. I don't know if I can talk about how crazy that got, because, yeah. But anyway, that was my first song placement. And then I was an intern for a Dallas Austin recording group, which is DART, which is where Monica was developed. When I was there, Sierra was being developed. Ashanti came through a lot. I met Boosie Collins. So many people, and I was just, in there soaking it up in the studios, listening, writing, doing a little vocals for people. And I got exposed to a lot. Like, it's funny because I became, what people don't know, is like an Atlanta socialite, because I was always out with, my crew from Dart a lot. And it was just a different time back then, and it was so much fun. I miss those days. I mean, and I don't know if y'all know this. I went to Clark Atlanta University. HBCU is where my heart is. Now, I did go to a performing arts college that was very white. It was literally like, in my acting classes, like maybe 3 of us. But I am an HBCU girl all day. And so anyway, living in Atlanta, just seen a lot, did a lot, enjoyed life. Who keeps saying, where's the boy? What boy? So yeah. And then, this is telling you how long ago that was. When I was interning, close to the time. What is due from school? I gotta figure out what my homework is that's due. Anyway, I've been running my mouth. My internship was beautiful. I learned so much. Met so many people, did so much. I even got a record deal. People don't know that too. I got an independent record deal. It was 2 retired football players had started a label. Got a record deal. Started recording. Everything went bust. And yeah, I was distraught and said I wasn't going to do it again. Wasn't going to sing anymore. I'm going to go do my homework, Miss Peggy. I just don't know what it is. It just popped. My reminder came up. But yeah, I did all of that. And then I said, I'm going to get my real estate license and I'm going to be a realtor. And I was the youngest person in my real estate class. When you do your hours and then you go take your test, I was the youngest person. I immediately got a job with a broker, and I was a floater first, which means like I filled in for the realtors on various sites I was spoiled when I first started in real estate, because my broker worked with a builder directly, so he had multiple properties and homes, and so he was just the realtors that were on site. I would be there on their days off. And then I was writing so many contracts, and I only got paid like my fee, like a small percentage, and then like an hourly rate. And I'm like, they're making all this money. I need my own property. And I got my first property was with some townhomes, and then sold those out, and then went to like $500,000 homes. And then I need y'all to catch up to where I am. I know y'all watched the show. Y'all have to remember that show was filmed in February. It's about to be February again. I've been moved on. Been moved on. We just have to we live it. We relive it when we watch it, and we relive it again at the reunion. But y'all have to catch up to me, because I've been over it. I've been not wanting to talk about it. I've been over it. I promise you. But anyway, back to me. And you like the new and the old Janae? Yeah, she's always been dope. Like, she's next level now, though. I would love to like work with her now. You heard about me in Atlanta working for a producer, but not the acting. Yeah, when I went to audition, it was a part of the audition. I wasn't really acting. Like, I did school plays, but my passion has always been music. Like I literally fell in love with God and music at the same time in church at the age of 5, and started really singing at 6. I know that sounds crazy, because I was very sure of what I wanted at a very young age. And when I went to audition, it was a part of the requirements, and so I had to learn a monologue. I had never learned a monologue before outside of. I had learned my lines in place, but like a monologue, never. So I rehearsed that and learned that and performed, and they were like, "You're a really good actress." And I'm like, "Huh?" So they're like, "We're putting you in the acting program too." I'm like, "What?" Was not my intentions at all. Not at all. Look at God. So I know people are like, Destiny does so much. I'm a real creative. Like, my brain, even though I'm a businesswoman, that's like a part of me, but my brain is creative. I know you got to be business. I just want to get to the point where I can just be free flowing in my creativity and not worry about all the aspects of business. But it's a part of it until you can get to that space. But my brain is creative. So somebody asked what I was in school for. So now that I make products on my own, I asked, like this one, Big T Energy. I decided to go to cosmetic science school, and Spelman, which I was telling the story about Spelman in one of my testimony segments, which was the first school I was supposed to go to before I ended up going to Clark. Clark was like second on my list because I knew I wanted to go to Atlanta. I actually got accepted into University of Michigan. Yeah. And then I got accepted into Vanderbilt because I was an engineer major. I know I'm all over the place, but another creative. I love making programs, and like I was like a nerd. I am a nerd in real life, cool nerd. And so Spelman was what I'm going to Atlanta. My family's there. Like that's where I'm going. I love my summers in Atlanta. Like I'm going to Atlanta. But I had a counselor that was a hater. And she tried to derail my destiny of going to Spelman, and I ended up getting on the waiting list. So I went to Clark, and I just stayed there. And full circle, I got accepted into the online program that they just started at Spelman for cosmetic science because I really want to know what I'm making as I get more into other things. Like I understand what I'm making now, but when I get into like cosmetics, as far as makeup and things like that, when I start making those things for y'all, I really want to know intricate things. So I'm just like, I like to learn from the inside out what I'm doing. But I think I done talked y'all to death. Spelman's been good to me. I really like, I guess you would say she's my counselor. She's very, very knowledgeable, and this program is fairly new. They have also made it because at first it was just offered online, but now it's offered in the curriculum, like on campus. So you can actually go and get degreed versus just certificate, because my program is a certificate program. And yeah, so it's dope, especially for people that are making their own products and are like just make a lot of hairstylists and things of that nature that like make their own serums and all that other stuff. It just gives you more insight on the because we have a lot of chemistry classes. As of now, I don't know what more we'll get into. I always felt like you were too special to be in Huntsville. Man, I promised when I left Huntsville, I promised myself I would never come back. Like, I left at 17 and I was like, deuces. Never looked back. Was gone. Decades. Lived everywhere. I think I've been out of timeline multiple times. I know we talked about 3 states on the show because I said I dragged 3, whatever. But I'm going to Detroit, moved to Huntsville, moved to Atlanta, moved to New York when I was a flight attendant for a short period of time. Then I moved to LA. Then I moved to San Francisco. And then I moved to Nashville. And then I moved back to Huntsville when I got married, which I was just thinking about. At that point in time, I think I was just thinking about having a kid, building a family, then being there for my dad. He was getting older. And it's hard to watch your parents get older. And I'm the only child. My dad's only child. Fun fact, I have 7 other siblings. 1 is deceased. But my dad's only child, and I was raised as an only child. But I don't regret that decision. I don't think Huntsville, I think I'm too big for Huntsville. Actually, Maurice told me that, fun fact. He was like, yeah, you too big for this city. Just my whole mindset, energy, vibe. Like, I love it for family. I love being close to my dad. I love my son being able to have these moments, as many moments as he can with his grandfather. But yeah. Thank you for my gift. Thank you for my gift. Thank you for my gift. Love your story. It's a shame none of your backstories on the show. Ain't that crazy? Hey, Symmetry. Me and Coach Dion coming on back on the YouTube. I'll be trying to stay away from y'all over. You know, I'm just playing, but I'm serious. When the show comes back on, I was supposed to send a message to y'all to let y'all know that. Oh, you said 2 when it's Mental Mondays coming back. Y'all miss us. I might do a special one for y'all in the next couple weeks because we still got some time. When does the show come back on? We got like a couple weeks. I need that mental break, especially getting ready for the reunion. Every chance I get, talk about me. It's so funny because I'm just not, and I got to get better at that. I like to let actions speak for me, but in this world, I gotta speak more. I've been doing better. You knew none of this. All y'all saying this, you knew none of this. I've been doing my thing before all this. Yeah. Reality TV, actually, another funny thing about reality TV, being a trained actress, reality TV was like, ugh. Like, no. It's a no-go. But what happened was you started to see the evolution of people like Nene, who ended up, when I was in performing arts college, I actually worked on Glee. I worked on Glee when Nene was there. And it's like, man, so maybe reality TV can help catapult to, you know, the next level, which it did for her. Scripted television. And it was dope to see. And it was like, okay, wait a minute. Then when I started talking to, my agent, it was like, I actually did a couple pilots of my own here in LA. One of the pilots that I did was a show that I named Southern in the City. And it was all Southern girls that lived in LA that were pursuing their careers. One of them was from America's Next Top Model. Her name was Jocelyn Pennywell, who's still good friend to me. She was one of the cast. She was a model. Myself, Ebony Williams, who ended up on, dang, I'm telling y'all a lie, I be forgetting, who ended up as the first black housewife of New York, who also is an amazing attorney. Now I think she has her own shows as she's a judge now. And she was a part of the pilot. She was one of the girls that we auditioned. And a girl named Crystal Woods, who was a stunt woman. She did a lot of work for Megan Good and stuff like that. So it was the 4 of us. And we did a pilot. Ebony didn't do the pilot, though. We did a pilot, and then we were casting more girls, and that's how we went and sat with Ebony. And we were working. It's so crazy. We were working with 2 producers from the Oprah Winfrey Show. I kid you not. And we shopped the concept, and we kind of just got stuck. So that was my first introduction into even thinking about reality TV when I was at LA. And the only other reality show I did was a music show called Before the Fame. And I got first place out of the females. And there was another guy that was like, he was like a baby usher. He won the overall contest. But anyway, yeah. I'm going to go down. Tammy Roman was... No, it was Nene. No, it was Nene. Because Tammy Roman came back to reality TV and then blew up. Yeah. From what I remember. Because I remember, correct me if I'm wrong,